All righty. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Once again, I'm your humble host, Mr. Soul of a Man 50 to the 4, aka Demond Alvarez, ladies and gentlemen, your spiritual consultant and author and speaker extraordinaire. So, today we are talking about eyes playing tricks on you. And again, we're talking about eyes playing tricks on you again. When you are on your spiritual journey, you start to open up. Your eyes start to see clearly. Like that song says, I can see clearly now. The rain has come. I can see all obstacles in your way. So naturally, when you're walking in your spiritual journey, your eyes are going to start to open up for you. You're going to start to perceive more. You're going to start to see things differently. That's just the nature of the thing. The fourth wall generally starts to come down. That's how that goes, and you're going to start to see things. You're going to start to see things clearly. You're going to be able to perceive naturally you're going to be able to perceive naturally who people truly are, um, sometimes you're going to say like, wow, I cannot believe my eyes. I cannot, well, believe it. Because as they say, seeing is believing, ladies and gentlemen. And you start to be able to see naturally beyond the veil. And you start to, you start to maybe be able to see things in the future. You're able to read people. You can go into things. Some people have the ability, called mediumship. You go into all of these amazing things once your eyes start to naturally open up spiritually, and not just your eyes, but also your third eye. So this is a great time of revealing, and it's also a great time of it's a great time of revealing. It's also a great time of revolution, so to speak. Your spiritual revolution naturally leads to your evolution. And thank you guys for joining. Well, yeah, I'm glad that your I'm glad that your journey has been amazing. Who's that? T Kane 41. Thank you for joining. So, and if you guys are with me, I am Mr. Soul of Man 504, your spiritual consultant and author extraordinaire, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to like and subscribe and share this out and comment and all that good stuff. So yeah, so we're talking about your eyes playing tricks on you when you start to see things for the first time. Your eyes naturally are going to start to come into focus, and of course, uh, some people's abilities are going to be greater than others. Can everybody have this ability? No, that's just not. And if anybody says that it's possible, it's not. That's just how that goes. Everybody has a certain skill level. Everybody's blessed with certain gifts, and these spiritual gifts are a blessing, ladies and gentlemen. And don't let anybody else out there tell you otherwise, because you're able to see um, so many great things, and not just seeing, but also feeling and the knowing. And as you go down the rabbit hole, you start to get these downloads and all of these amazing things. Things start to become more relevant, so to speak. You are able to, for me, for instance, it got to a point where I was able to see the energy field. So I can see, not just see, but feel. I can see the energy around people. Like the color spectrum, if it's red or orange, green or indigo, or any of those, or any of those colors. So, but you start to, let's just say, naturally, things just start to get into focus for you. So, um, and you also, you get to do, and you get to experience some amazing things. And one thing with this journey, it is one day at a time. Because one day is going to, one day is going to be different from the day before, and the day before that. You're going to start to meet all kind of people. You're you may you may start seeing numbers. You may start seeing 333, 111, 555, the sevens, 12, 22. People call them spiritual numbers. Some people call them angel numbers. So this energy I was seeing, it just started happening for me. Wait, so that's the energy I was seeing. Yeah. So yeah, that's the yeah. So you're seeing the color spectrum. You're seeing the color spectrum around people. And I mean, now we have Google. We can look all this stuff up. See what the color means around them, and if it's a good, or if it's a good, or if it's a bad aura. But you also you also naturally sometimes you get to see what is beyond the veil. And you it's interesting because sometimes when it started for me, I started to see things out of the corner of my eye, and you would question it. It's like, what is that? So some people say shadow people, or whatever like that, but that's naturally what I started to see. I started to see shadows, and it's almost like taking, like those, like if you're in photography, you take those older pictures and you have to develop them in a dark room, and so yeah, I hear the yeah, the voices, the voices. But yeah, you start to hear, you start to see, you start to feel, and you start to you start to know. And but again, it's everybody's journey is different. Everybody's gifts are going to be different. Sometimes it kicks in when you're a kid. It may cut off. It may come back when you're a little older. As you're getting, as you are. Not sure who that is, but yeah, it may kick in as you get a little. May kick in as you get a little older, down the line, or if you are blessed enough to be born into a family where these gifts are cultivated, or sometimes that helps a whole lot, because it helps with understanding. And what is going on, Empress D Nicey? How are you? Thank you for joining. So, and if you are blessed enough to have these gifts as a child, and if you are born into a family that's, let's just say, open-minded, and helps to nurture these gifts, then that's an amazing thing. I've heard stories of people being committed, and to these psychiatric wards, and all of these things that I've heard people say. People thought that they were, I don't know, cursed with a demon, and they brought them to church, and they sealed their power, and that's crazy to me. So I'm thankful that it's happening to me a little later on in life. I've met people along the way that's understood, but mostly this journey I found it's solitary. It really, it really is, because it's you that's going through it. You're having all these changes in your around your space, and and your mind is constantly shifting. You're having, let's not even get into the out of body experiences. I had people tell me, like, I popped up in their dreams, and it is just this journey is very powerful, and it's it's very powerful, and it's very amazing. And some people get into crystals, some people get into tarot cards, oracle cards. I don't, meditation and whatever it is that helps you to balance it. I find going into nature helps a whole lot. But you start to meet your spirit animals in like real time. So it is. It's like what it is. It's like that. It's like that cereal. It's like Frosted Lucky Charms. It's magically delicious. Like, that's the. It's like blue clovers and moons and man, it's like it's so much. It's so much rolled up into one. No matter what you're into, like astrology, morology. I don't know. And on and on and on and on. But in the middle of all of that, you're like trying to, you're there balancing all of that. You're there balancing all of that stuff out. And it is words are sometimes it's hard to describe because it's just like I'm going through these mystical, magical, spiritual things, the synchronicities, the alignments. Somebody said they hear voices. I hear that too. I get the ringing in the ears, and I couldn't understand that until maybe I don't know recently, and maybe like 2 years ago now. The ringing started to make I could understand it's almost like seeing the genie in the bottle in a sense. It's like when the ringing in the ears, you start to understand the messages in real time. There's I mean the gifts are countless out there. Like I said, everybody does something. Everybody does something. Oh, cool. Yeah, if you guys would be cool to share this out, and please follow me. But yeah, everybody has maybe a different spin on this. I've seen people. I've been having ringing in the ears, but not sure what it was or how to understand the message. Well, I would say you have a lot of angel guides around you, so I would just ask. I would ask, and I would ask to if you can't off the bat understand them or understand the messages that are coming in, I would go to your angel guides, and I would so Archangel Raphael is coming in, but I would definitely go to your angel guides, because they are very my ancestors and everybody else that walks with me. They've been amazingly helpful. I really and truly must say, because the stuff that um, the stuff that I have learned from them, that there's no class on this planet that I could have taken that could have taught me all of the stuff that I know now, and even all of the newer things. Your gifts start to open up as you continue to move down your journey. So if you ask, well, if there's anybody, there are probably people that you can meet that can help you to understand your gifts. But like I could tell you what your gifts are, but it would be it's really naturally up to you to get a greater understanding to master to master what it is that you have. And for me, a lot of it sometimes these things just kind of come out of nowhere. It's like you go to sleep one night, you wake up early in the morning, it's like bam. I know you can, I don't know, it's like you're astral projecting. You're um, you're seeing through you're seeing through like the very um, that's what I need help with, my gifts. Yeah, so you're feeling through like the very, you're feeling through like the very nature and time. And sometimes it's so deep. It is so deep. I'm not really that deep into astrology or anything like that, but it's um it's just amazing, all of the things that it's just amazing. I've been on here 15 minutes already, but anyway, so yeah, it's just amazing, all of the things that we are able to do, and all of the things that we are pointed to do on our perspective journeys. Because if you are given these gifts, they're given to you for a reason, and they're given to you for for a very specific and a very powerful reason, so to speak. So it's just some of it can be, some of it can be like element based. You can be the fire sign, or water, or air, like the avatar on the cartoon. It's just opening up. And one thing that really helps is just opening up to them, and giving yourself grace, and giving yourself time. Like I said, meditation, yoga, um, deep breathing, all of that stuff helps. I always say you can you you can go as you can go as far as your imagination lets you go. So, I would just say, let your let your imagination let your imagination run wild, because this is naturally, when you're talking about your gifts, this is something that you're blessed with, and this is an art form. So you look at yourself as a creator. You're a spiritual, you're a spiritual artist. So naturally, you're going out there to create something. Where do you feel your most powerful self? Is it, at home in your room? Do you have a prayer closet? Do you have an altar? Is it at a church or a synagogue? Is it in the woods? Is it by a river, or is it is it outside underneath the stars, or the moon? Or do you feel it when you're, I don't know, when you're at the zoo? So it's just just so many different ways to there are just so many different ways to cultivate your gifts. And the important thing is to continue to move on your journey, and give yourself that looks like give yourself that grace, and give yourself that higher, to get that higher knowledge, and that higher understanding. People talk about speaking things. People talk about speaking things into existence. A lot of this is cultivated with your gifts, and really and truly understanding your power, and knowing that one thing that you have in your body is the breath of life. So, everybody out here has worries and doubts and fears and questions about this and that. But to be able to speak life into your life is powerful, and to be able to speak life into. Hold on, let me see. Somebody commented, I think. What is going on, Miss Christy Lane and Miss Sweet? How are you guys? Thank you for joining. So, yeah, so to be able to speak life into your life, and to be able to to be able to speak life in over the people that are closest to you. But the important thing is to one major important thing is speaking things into existence, is to believe faith. So it's a testament. You're the testimony. You're the miracle that you see every day, and to know that you're being to know that you're being watched over. The important thing is to know is that you're never alone in this journey, because you always have this you always have like the supernatural presence around you. Whatever it is that I'm not one to push my beliefs on people. So whatever it is that you believe in, you that is always around you. And it's important that you it's important that you have a close connection with that, those beings, or that, or God, the universe, or your angel guides, or, I don't know, whatever it is your ancestors, whatever it is that you naturally believe in. I now I tend to believe in it all, because I've had enough experiences to know, to believe in what people would call, what is supernatural is now for me natural. Do I know it all? I do not. Am I still learning? Yes, I am. Am I going to continue to learn as you're going to continue to learn on this journey? Yes. Um, do you is it, you can, there's like, there's just it's so much. Really, like, no real gray area. It's really like no gray area with this. You can watch, like, you watch Doctor Strange. You can watch, I don't know, was it that the Wanda movie? I like watching these things, and you can get all of these. You can get all kind of different ideas from watching these things, because when they're making these cartoons and these movies, they study history, and but yeah, and it's also important to know. It's also important to know your family's history, and to know your family's lineage. It's like saying, to thine own self be true. Because you never quite know what people in your family were into. If it relatively feels if it feels right at home for you, if it feels nurturing, then I would say, I would naturally say, I will personally, I would say, go for it. But if it doesn't, then I would say, walk away. I mean, I'm curious about a lot of facets of this thing, and it's so layered. It's so layered. I would say, don't just jump into the deep end of the pool without getting some kind of swimming lessons first. Like you said, you have to build up, and it's really and truly, quintessentially, a lifelong journey. Even with everything that you have going on in your life, it's like it's like adding something to you, and and that's just naturally to it. But we're talking about oh yeah, we were talking about, your eyes playing tricks on you. How in the beginning of your spiritual journey, that you start to your vision, your vision and your power starts to kick in, and you start to have like a more 360 view of what's really out here, and you start to maybe see little things out of the corner of your eyes, and then maybe I think I told this story before. I was at home one day, and I was just in the living room. Now this is during the day, and like out of nowhere, this like shimmering, I don't know which one, um, like this shimmering being just comes out of nowhere. Like I'm just sitting on the sofa, and then this it was the energy felt feminine, but anyway, just sat right next to me. It was calm, it was comforting. It wasn't anything like I was like, oh no, I have to get out of here. Wasn't one of those Scooby-Doo mysteries. It's like, well, let me see who's behind this. Oh, it's Farmer Brown. No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything like that. So it's just it's just these things these things you just naturally start to get accustomed to. You hear all of these stories. I do research about people who die and come back, and all of that stuff, and what they see and what they feel, and what they've heard. And it's amazing just to hear these yeah, so it's amazing, these firsthand accounts. So just to let you know, your mind, well, not your mind, your eyes, your eyes are not playing tricks on you, because naturally seeing is going to be believing. And believing is a great testament to your faith. And isn't that what we're naturally doing? Going from one moment to the next moment to the next moment, wanting something more, wanting something greater, working towards it, calling it into existence. However it is you do that. If you pray, meditate, write it down. I talked about earlier people who, if you use the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, I don't know, the the Egyptian Book of Knowledge, all of these things, all very powerful books. But the important thing is for you to know that it's sometimes hard to fathom, to say, like, people say, well, hey, you're right where you need to be. And then your mind's like, man, if I was right where I needed to be, I would be on the yacht. I don't know, I'd have like millions in the bank. Seriously, maybe, I don't know, maybe some people don't want that. Maybe you just want to live a comfortable life. But say that to say that, it's, these, I dare to say that these things out here that I'm talking about, all of these gifts, people say, Claire, all of the Claires and all of her sisters and all of that stuff, and medium and psychic, and prophets, and all of this stuff, man. It's almost one branch off of the same tree. It is. It's all, for me, I feel it's all related. Now, the people in the church probably would tell you that, because they don't believe in, but I'm not getting into that. It is what it is. But continue on your journey. Continue to get, continue to believe, and continue to get stronger. The more you believe, the powerful you get. The more heightened you're going to become, and the more elevated you're going to become, and the better your situation, and the faster you see things coming. Like I might just start thinking about something, and it'll just like food, or just something small, like I'll start thinking about something, and like just like that, it'll, the next day or something, somebody will call me asking if I want something to eat, or and reading. Oh, that's another thing. Like reading people's minds, especially. I don't know. For me, my gifts are like across the board, and all of that good stuff. But it's just, man, all of this stuff is you may say something and somebody's like, wow, that's weird. I was just thinking that. It's, deja vu, but you just read their mind naturally. That's how that whole thing goes, man. And for me, this is a short version of it. For me, it's taking years to get to it's taking years. Some things I forget that I can do because it's so much. It's there until it's interesting because it's there until you naturally need it, and that is how that story goes. For real. It is just but I don't know. Jesus did say in the Bible that you're going to do. After I'm gone, you're going to do greater things to me. That is mind blowing. But it's very, very, very interesting. Yes, but yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. I am going to go ahead and jump off this thing. So yeah, but I will be back on here tomorrow, same time. Ladies and gentlemen, same bad channel, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mr. Soul of a Man, and I'm out this piece.